Right now, choose any new 20 Mazda and get 0% for 60 months, plus 90 days deferred payments during the Team Mazda upgrade event happening now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Good morning and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. I say good morning, that is if you're watching the live version and not watching the nightly replay, in which case it would be good evening. So we've covered all the bases now. Going to start today's show talking about elections. And no, it's not the election you think, although we will talk about this later in the show. Our neighbors right next door in the great state of Mississippi had an election this weekend that many in Louisiana were probably not aware of. Although in the near future, you will become aware of it, because as you cross the state line, as you see pictures start to come in, you'll realize, whoa, something's different. The stars and bars, traditionally, at least for the last 100+ years, on the state flag of Mississippi are no more. An election recently, voters went to the polls and decided, you know what, we're going to change this. Joining us to talk about this is the president of Epic Communications, the owner of WTYJ and WMIS in the great city of Natchez, Mississippi, our friend Greg Adams. Greg, how are you this morning, my friend?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure's all ours. So how contentious was this campaign around the new flag?
At the onset, very, very contentious. Very contentious. There are quite a few reports about, individual citizens who have expressed their views, either for or against changing the flag or keeping the flag.
I saw, if memory serves correct, it was an overwhelming vote in favor of. I want to say 76% in the neighborhood therein. How much did Mississippi need an issue that blacks and whites could band together around, Greg?
Great question. Great question. So the lead in, and I want to, just before I continue, quote the governor,
okay,
where where he stated to the legislative body, if you all will approve it, I'll sign it. That got the ball rolling, right? There were quite a few incidents, not quite a few, or a couple of incidents that took place, specifically one that happened in Charleston, South Carolina, right?
Right.
After the members were sitting in their church, and the young man was on social media displaying the Confederate flag, and then also the incident with George Floyd,
right,
which really got the ball rolling. And people came together, the citizens came together and said, it's time for change. And even with that being said, there are some who still felt that that was not the change, right, that they wanted to see. So here we are today. A lot of citizens across the state came together, expressed their, voice, their opinion, took their vote, and we're looking good.
I have not had the opportunity, Greg, to verify it, but taking it at face value, the state of Mississippi has the largest percentage of its total population of African American citizens. Some 38% of the entire state's population in the great state of Mississippi are African American. What did this vote mean to people of color in the Magnolia State?
I'm wondering if I can find the word, sir. I go all the way back to many of the leaders whose shoulders that I find myself standing upon. Fannie Lou Hamer, just to name a few. Right. Who would say, "Great day in the morning." For an opportunity for us, first of all, as Americans, right, have an opportunity to come together, figuratively speaking, to a table and find common ground. If I'm doing something or saying something that may be offensive to you, and if I care about you and I don't want to see you hurt, then I would give consideration. I would take a moment to look at it from an objective and a subjective point of view.
This was also, Greg, an economic issue in that some national organizations, the NC2A and others, made no bones about the fact that they would not hold certain events in the state of Mississippi until a change had been made. As a business owner, you've got to be pleased that the flag is no more, because you will benefit directly from any issue that brings economic development to the state of Mississippi, correct?
That is correct. That is correct. And if I could just add to that, our research shared with us, it was, I believe it was 1861, the first flag, right, that was commissioned, right? It was called the Magnolia flag, right? The Magnolia being the flower of the state, right? And research says a lot of how that flag was designed is emblematic of where it is today. The design for today is reminiscent, if you will, of the original. So have we come full circle? Did we come back? Have we come back to where we originally were before?
Right.
And I believe it was around 1864 is when the first flag, the second flag, I should say, was designed, and it included the Confederate emblem in the flag.
Let's look down the road if we can, Greg. Not that either one of us have a crystal ball or anything of that nature, but how hopeful are you that as a result of this vote, something as contentious as this issue, something as packed with emotion as this issue was, as you mentioned, two sides that historically have had their differences, were able to come together and find common ground. How hopeful are you that this will be the start of something that in the future, when citizens of the great state of Mississippi find themselves with contentious issues with the clear dividing line, that they will be able to look back, draw upon this experience, and realize, even though we don't look alike, even though we don't necessarily think alike, we can work together and find common ground for the betterment of our state as a society. How hopeful are you of that?
I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful, sir. There are, again, the history, without going into the history, but I'm very hopeful for this day. I'm hopeful for the future. Because the citizens have come together, and we have voted, and this is a start point, a new beginning, if you will. Right? And the sky's the limit where we can go from here.
As a business owner, as a native Mississippian, and as an American who happens to be a man of color, what would you say to the folks that voted against this measure and may still be on the, quote, other side of the fence? What would you say to them, Greg?
What I would say, first and foremost, is when I made your decision to sign the line and represent and on behalf of our nation in the armed services, that when I did that, it wasn't about this state or that state. It was all about the United States. We learned discipline. We learned to respect others, right? And as we move forward, even within the state of Mississippi, right? There's nothing wrong with us disagreeing.
Right.
The question is, how do we disagree to disagree? Okay, if you understand what I'm saying. So as we move forward, we understand the sun doesn't always shine. It doesn't always rain. You may like, your peanut butter outside of your bread, and I want mine on the inside of my bread.
Right.
Well, whatever the case, at the end of the day, I think we still have a peanut butter sandwich. Okay.
I like that one. Can I use that one sometime, Greg?
You can use that one sometime.
He is the president of Epic Communications, the owner of WTYJ FM and WMIS in the great city of Natchez, Mississippi. My friend, as always, great to hear your voice. Thanks for the time, and keep doing great things for America. Love you for that, yes. Greg.
Yes, and also to you, sir. You keep doing. We appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you, my friend. Take care and stay safe, Greg.
Okay, take care. Okay.
That is one of the best examples you will ever find of people sometimes agreeing, sometimes disagreeing, and other times they agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, they part as friends, and they continue to work to find common ground so that all involved can become better Americans. For my money, you can't ask for anything more. First break of Hour 1. Y'all thought I had forgotten. Coming up, another edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's next on the Clarence Buck Show. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
I've seen a lot of things during my life, more bad things than good. I've lived in a lot of places, but never a home. I don't think anybody cares about me anymore. And now I'm tired. Signed, Brian, age 11.
Abused and neglected children in East Baton Rouge Parish are in dire need of CASA volunteers. Please call 379-8598 today. Change a life of hurt into a life of hope.
You could be driving. Right now, during the Team Honda Upgrade event, get a new 20 Accord Sport for just $309 a month with no money down, no first payment, and no security deposit. It's time to upgrade to your new Honda at Louisiana's #1 new car dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. And time for, y'all thought I had forgotten about it. Monday was election eve, so obviously we were steeped in election coverage, election anticipation, et cetera, et cetera. But cannot go a week without visiting our weekly segment, Now That's Just Stupid. We start in Baton Rouge. This is reading from WBRZ's website, the ABC affiliate, Channel 2 here in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge man arrested for leaving 3-year-old alone in car who ends up shooting himself. According to the arrest report, around 4:30 p.m. in the area of Kelowna Drive, Jacoby Joseph, 26 years of age, forgot that one of his friends left an assault-style gun in his vehicle, which was parked in the home's driveway. Not recalling that a dangerous firearm was on the floor of his vehicle, he placed a toddler in the vehicle and then momentarily stepped away, leaving the child alone in the vehicle for about 10 seconds. Joseph told authorities in the brief moment that he stepped away, he heard a gunshot, raced back to the vehicle where he found the 3-year-old injured. First of all, how do you, quote, forget that a friend left this assault-style rifle on the floor of your car, number one? Number two, how do you not, in placing a toddler in the car, I am assuming a 3-year-old, because it is state law, had to be put in a child restraint seat? If that is the case, how does a 3-year-old in a child restraint seat reach all the way down to the floorboard, reach the weapon, and then shoot himself. You know, if you've been around long enough, there's the old saying, you don't have to see it to know what it is. Have you ever, en route to your car, walked through the grass, walked on the sidewalk, you get in the car, you start the car, you turn on the ventilation system, and you go, oh man, I just stepped in some doggy doo. You don't have to see it. You know what it is just by the smell. You don't have to see it. And in this case, something is definitely rotten in Denmark. Does not pass the smell test. But to forget that a friend left this in your vehicle, don't see it, putting a 3-year-old in the car, now that's just stupid. Secondly, and it's as though she knows we have this segment. So every week, she makes it a point to do something stupid just so she can be on this segment. Jamil Hill, tweeting on Election Day, quote, if Donald Trump wins, it's all on white people and nobody else, end of quote. This completely ignores the exit polls from this week's election. And it showed that Donald J. Trump got the highest percentage of non-white votes than any Republican presidential candidate in the last 60 years. 12% of black folks, 32% of Hispanics, 31% of Asians, and 40% of other non-white groups. But according to her, if Donald Trump wins, it's all on white people. Now that's just stupid. Number 3, this one may well qualify for the all-time champion of, now that's just stupid. This one comes to us from Canada. Surprise, surprise, right? I still find this hard to believe. Well, no, it's 2020. And based on how things have gone this year, and of course the agendas that we have watched unfold in recent years, I guess it really shouldn't be all that surprising. Jessica Yaniv, despite the name, is a dude, okay? Jessica Yaniv, the self-described lesbian princess and social justice warrior, is suing a Canadian beauty pageant because even though Jessica Yaniv is transgender, even though Jessica Yaniv still has male genitalia, Jessica Yaniv is not allowed to compete in this all-female beauty pageant. Now, the lawsuit not allowing this dude with male genitalia to compete in this all-female beauty pageant has caused him, according to the lawsuit, quote, injury to dignity and feelings. I would suggest if you are a dude with male genitalia attempting to compete in an all-female beauty pageant, you have no dignity to begin with. And as far as injury to your feelings, get over it, buttercup. There'll be another day. Marty, what am I missing, Marty?
What's the age group?
This is the over 28 age group that he wants to compete in.
I thought he identified as a 5-year-old.
Now, number two, I wish I could show you dude's picture in an evening gown. If you could see this picture, you would, after you finish laughing hysterically,
Hold it up.
let me blow this puppy up for you. See if you can grab that, Marty. First of all, if you can see this picture, let me blow it up a little bit more so you can see the face here. How in God's name do you think you qualify as beauty? This is a, quote, beauty pageant. And listen, y'all, I get it. I understand. Clarence, you got to understand, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If that's beauty in your eyes, take these two fingers and poke your eyes out. Gouge them. Cornea, iris, optical nerves, eyelashes, everything. Yank it out. If that is beauty in your eyes, there is something seriously wrong with your eyes. The old saying is, keeping your eyes closed is worse than being blind. A blind person, God bless them, can walk around with their eyes wide open, but there is a physical shortcoming. The optical nerves have been damaged. The cornea scratched to where it no longer does what it's supposed to do. The iris doesn't open and close the way it's supposed to. There is a physical defect somewhere in the optical system. But dude, in wanting to get in the female beauty pageant, because apparently dude thinks he's beautiful, that's the equivalent of purposely walking around with your eyes closed. I just feel bad for whomever it was that took this picture of dude in this purple evening gown. That's an image you will never be able to get out of your mind. Suing male genitalia and all, because they won't let you compete in the all-female beauty pageant. Now that's just stupid. It's 2020. It's our society. It's what we've become. When we get back after our bottom of the hour break, I'd love to talk with you. How are you feeling this day about the presidential election? And more important, when all is said and done, what are you feeling in your gut? What are you feeling in your heart? Will this election have been fair? Are we witnessing the end of free, open, and fair elections in the country we love? That's next on the Clarence Bugg Show. Stay close.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, I went back and looked at the timeline, quote unquote, from election night. And all of the, quote, prognosticators, the experts, had put out as projections the fact that Donald J. Trump had 6 states that he had to win to secure re-election. And I'm still trying to get over being up till 2:30 in the morning Tuesday. Body clock is just all screwed up. Add on top of that falling back an hour, you know, which really wreaks havoc on your body clock. But I digress. Of the 6 states that were clearly defined that Donald J. Trump needed to win, he won the first one, it was checked off the list. Won the second one, checked it off the list. Won the third one, checked it off the list. Won the fourth one, checked it off the list. And it was as though at that moment, the powers that be said, oh my God, he's going to win this thing. We got to put the kibosh on this right now. Came to a screeching halt. When history records this election, Americans as a whole should be alarmed. I understand the partisan politics of the day. I mean, again, I've been doing this for the better part of 40 years now. So I've seen the ebb and the flow when it comes to politics in this country. But all you have to do is ask yourself, should I be bothered when in something of this importance we see statistical impossibilities start to pop up? Here's what I mean. For those of the liberal persuasion, those pulling for Joe Biden, ask yourself this question. If in any state, particularly in the midst of a huge wave of momentum for Joe Biden, if magically 124,000 votes materialized and every single one of them was for Donald J. Trump, what would that say to you? If you are honest with yourself, you would say that's a statistical impossibility. The law of averages gives you 1 out of 10. So based on that, you would say, okay, 124,000 votes, 12,400, 1 out of 10, should go to the other side. I was trying to think if there is any scenario possible where anywhere in America you could get 124,000 people to vote for an issue or a candidate, and all 124,000 of them would vote the same way. That is, again, a statistical impossibility. When things of this sort happen, it is cause to not only question, but thoroughly investigate those circumstances. Listen, y'all, this, for me, and hopefully for most of America, should not only be about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It should more importantly be about the sanctity of the system. Lest we forget, there is a pendulum that flows in America with politics. There are times when America becomes more liberal. There are times when America becomes more conservative. That's a part of the human experience. It's a part of who we are. And when individuals, groups, entities are allowed purposely to inhibit the flow of the pendulum, while it may benefit you on the upswing, guaranteed it will punish you on the backswing. We as Americans have lost the true appreciation for the liberties and the freedoms and how, ideally, they should be bestowed unilaterally on Americans. The media and the political parties have ginned us up to a point where we can no longer see past what, quote, I want. At the end of the day, and you heard me say this particularly on Monday, at the end of the day, we as Americans should never vote based upon what is best for us as individuals. Instead, every single time we enter that sacred space, the voting booth, our vote should be cast based on what's best for the republic. When you vote based primarily, solely, mostly on what's best for you as an individual, the republic suffers. When the republic suffers, it is only a matter of time before the individual will suffer. Why? Well, because the republic is no longer strong enough to benefit the individual. When the republic prospers, the rising tide that floats all boats comes into play. If you vote for self-interest, it's just a matter of time before the republic is no longer strong enough to look out for the individual's best interest. But if and when we vote for the benefit of the republic, that's when all individuals contained therein will benefit. Maybe that is why the media and the politicians have fought so desperately to break us up from the republic into all these individual groups and entities. They understand full well, apparently, that if we can break them up into all these little separate groups, keep them fighting one another, fighting against themselves, then we can come in and take control of everything. It's been a gradual process, and we as baby boomers have the benefit of thinking back and drawing upon our life experiences. And if we're honest with ourselves, we will look back and say, you know, there was a time when we all just wanted to be and all considered ourselves as just Americans. We weren't gay Americans, straight Americans, conservative Americans, liberal Americans, black Americans, white Americans, pro-business Americans, anti-business Americans. They have managed to break us up into so many different little groups and entities and gin us up to fight one another daily. They've managed to get us to a point now where it's a whole lot easier to control us. They now control how we think, how we act, where we can shop, who's essential, who's not essential, what you must wear, and the list goes on and on and on. English teachers, cover your ears in 3, 2, 1. Y'all, that ain't America. And it does not bode well for this republic. Final break of today's show. We'll bang this puppy out, come back, put a big old pretty bow on it, and wrap up the Thursday edition of the Clarence Buck Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back for the final segment of our Thursday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. I ran across this story, and with all the negativity surrounding 2020, with all the individuals out there that want to convince us as Americans that nothing good is happening, America is thoroughly an evil nation, and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I made a mental note that I was not going to let this day pass without mentioning this story. The name Robert Carter, out of the state of Ohio, is a name that pretty innocuous. Robert Carter. Could be anybody. Could be anywhere in America. Very common name. And you probably will not hear this story in a whole lot of places. But for me, it is the truest manifestation of what we are about and what we should aspire to be as Americans. Robert Carter is a 29-year-old man of color in the state of Ohio. Grew up in a large family, 8 siblings, 8 kids in the family. And at 12 years of age, the family was broken up. He ended up in foster care. And as a result of that, understands full well the trauma associated with an event like this happening to a family, particularly a family with 8 siblings. So as he got older, Robert Carter decided to become a foster parent. He ended up running across 3 black boys from one family and became a foster parent to these 3 kids. He found out later on that there were 2 sisters from this same family. 5 siblings, all very young, from the same family. So Robert Carter, at 29 years of age, decided that based upon what happened to me as a child at 12 years of age, I don't want this to happen to these kids. So he went to court, went through the process, and at 29 years of age, has now legally adopted all 5 of these kids. I don't know about you, but for me, that's America. That's what God has blessed our country for people to be able to accomplish. At 29 years of age, this young man has stepped up and taken responsibility for 5 lives because based on his life experience, he didn't want to see that happen to these kids. You know, it's become a sad commentary that stories like this typically are buried on the back page. Typically, stories like this aren't even covered. Instead, if it bleeds, it leads. Now, that is what that is. I understand the media in attempting to get more viewers, more likes, more clicks. They engage constantly in the art of sensationalism. The more sensational we can make the story, the more people will tune in and watch. I get that. But that is only allowed to happen, not to mention flourish, when you and I buy into it. There's an old adage that says evil flourishes when good men do nothing. You can complain all you want about how ugly this has become, that's become, and the other thing has become. But when all is said and done, what have you done to fight it? Robert Carter stepped up because he'd been there and done that. He was in a family of 8 siblings, yanked apart, and understood the trauma involved. So when he encountered a similar situation later in life, he said, not on my watch. Not if I can help it. And he stepped up. I'm not asking you, please don't get it twisted, in the words of one of my favorite liberal friends. Don't get it twisted. I'm not asking you to run out and adopt every child that you see out there that needs adoption. That's not the point here. The point is, we as Americans have either become so distracted, we as Americans have either allowed the media to hoodwink, snooker, and bamboozle us. We have allowed ourselves in our pursuit of the American dream to no longer apply our time, energy, and efforts to the things that truly matter, the things that truly have made this country great. Regardless of your station in life, regardless of your political persuasion, regardless of what the media and the politicians tell us about the evilness of America, we still have within our control the ability to make a difference. But it requires sacrifice, it requires hard work, it requires diligence, and it requires us realistically acknowledging the things that made us great and have brought us this far. At the end of the day, we've got a responsibility. We have been blessed, honored, and had bestowed upon us the greatest experiment in the history of human governance. Sadly, we've been so busy enjoying it that we have forgotten to do all we can to protect it. My sincere hope is that starting from this day forward, all of us as Americans will make a conscious decision that we will no longer allow this to happen in our lives. That being said, my time's up and I gotta go. This day, more than any other, I am proud to say, you know what, you're right. America, we're not perfect, but doggone it, for my money, it's the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And you know I do too. Then again, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you soon. God bless.